for a long time, and I can promise you that she will do a good job at teaching you how to make these. And Erin is, Corey wrote the Ultimate Cookbook for Hockey Family with Erin. They're the co-authors. Erin is a nutritionist, and she's gonna teach us the health values in the ingredients of the Power Pucks.
Thank you, Owen.
No problem. Should we get into it?
Is Deb, just a quick question, is Deb here from Parkdale Food Center?
Owen, do you have?
Only because she has to go, I know.
Is Deb, oh yeah, Deb's here. And Deb is with board member with the Parkdale Food Center, and all the donation money that was paid tonight or whenever you paid it is going towards Parkdale Food Center, which is a center that is to help feed underprivileged people.
Okay, so Owen, do you have the questions that we created for Deb there?
No.
Okay, no?
No.
I can just talk.
Deb's pretty good at talking and
Thanks,
sharing without
I have some questions. I have some questions myself for Deb.
I think the first one was we wanted to hear for those people who are on the call and don't know what the Parkdale Food Center is. Maybe you could tell us more about that and where the money that Owen is raising is going to go.
Perfect, sure. Yeah, the Parkdale Food Center is a food center, not a food bank. I want to clarify that right off the bat, that we're more than a food bank. And we worked very hard to get that distinction within the Canadian Food Centers Canada. And so we are a food center, and we provide a food bank service to the area within the Hindenburg area. It kind of encompasses the Carling Avenue down to Scott Street, Island Park to sort of Bronson area. But we also do a lot of other programming, which gives us the distinction of being a food center. So we have community meals for people before COVID happened. I'll back it up. Before COVID happened, we had community meals for people, which now we're doing takeout meals. And we also do a lot of youth programming that stretches across Ottawa. And so that gives us a reach across Ottawa to youth that are in vulnerable needs and that are, really are newcomers to Canada. And we do those programming now online, virtually, which is wonderful. We've been able to connect with people online, which is great. Thanks to a grant that we got from the United Way and other facilitators across the Government of Canada and Ontario government. And we do our cooking workshops now, either on Fridays on a Facebook live stream, or we have given out Chromebooks to some of our neighbors to keep them connected to us. And Anna March, one of our chefs, has a weekly cooking session with everybody and teaches them how to cook. So it's wonderful. We feed approximately approximately 1,000 and some odd neighbors that visit us every month. And with COVID now, that number has increased quite a bit. And we do usually do 2 food orders a month now because people just can't get out and shop anymore, especially with the lockdown happening. So our food bank is quite active, and the money that we're going to raise tonight, that you're raising tonight for us, Owen, is going to go to support our food bank efforts because our costs have skyrocketed considerably since COVID started, as you can imagine. And I will say that we are an organization too that relies an awful lot on volunteers. And sadly, as of yesterday, we had to close our doors to volunteers again because we just don't have the space to accommodate everybody. And with the variants that are out there, we're really quite worried about people. I saved the best program to the last. We have a brand new program that's called Cooking for a Cause, and it's a program that's a part of the Ottawa Community Food Partnership that we manage under the umbrella of Parkdale Food Center. And when we had to shut down last April because of COVID, we were all very sad because we couldn't see our neighbors and we didn't know what to kind of do with ourselves. And we felt like we needed to do more than just food banking because we're not a food bank, right? We're more than that. So our executive chef and our director got together and they started talking to some of our business partners in Hindenburg who were closed because of COVID. And they came up with the idea to kind of use people in the restaurants and in the bakeries in the area to cook for our neighbors and distribute using the social services in our neighbors, in our neighborhood to some of our underprivileged people, but also seniors that are isolated. And we've grown from producing 400 meals a week to 4,000 meals a week as of just last month. So it's quite significant that what we're doing, and I'm very proud of that organization too. So yeah, that's what we do. If anybody has any questions. Owen, did you have some questions for me?
That covered a lot of what I had. Rebecca, anyone?
I think that's great. I know I was introduced to the Parkdale Food Center by Owen's mom, actually. We went with Kylie, who's beside Owen there. We don't see her, but
Yeah.
there she is.
Kylie.
Yeah,
Kaiser.
so we came with my daughter's hockey team. She plays with Kylie.
Yeah,
And then from there, I've had the opportunity to have a lot of really great conversations with Karen and a lot of the other staff and bring students. And every time I have the opportunity to work with you, I learn so much about helping out with the communities that need it, and really appreciate your revolutionary work that you're doing, in changing the way that we talk about food banking, right? And changing that.
thank you. Yeah, I will tell you, our strategic plan is quite exciting. We're still on track for that. And what we're planning to do is in the next coming years is to get away from food banking and introduce a food co-op type atmosphere where we'd have a little store set up run by our neighbors, and you could shop with a neighbor that's in need, and you wouldn't know if that neighbor was in need or if they were a normal person that could afford food. So they can come and use their money any way they wanted to and use coupons or whatever. So that's our goal eventually, is to get to that stage. So it's like quite exciting.
Wonderful. Thank you
And
so much, Deb.
Thank you, Owen, for doing this. I'm so proud of you and all you're doing, and can't wait to see how you continue on in your next stages of life. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Thanks
thank you.
everybody for donating.
Thanks, Deb.
Thanks, Corey. See you later.
See you later.
All right, is it time to get making some pucks?
Yes.
Sure, let's do
Is
it.
everybody ready to cook? We're not cooking though, we're assembling. That's the best part of this. Anybody can do it. Right, Owie?
You need to take yourself off mute.
I don't even know if I could do this, so I've got Kylie helping me out. I haven't made it before, so she'll be my backup.
Okay, you've got definitely a pro there. Okay, so to start, I just wanted to say that when Owen asked me to do this, it was obviously a yes, but I also couldn't do it without Erin, because this is our baby, and it was her idea. This is her big, hairy idea. And I originally said, no, I'm not doing that. And then she told me why she wanted to do this cookbook. I don't know if everyone's got a book yet, but this was our project together, and it was Erin's idea, and I felt it was such a great idea. So one of the things Erin wanted to do, and she called me, it was in September, I was driving on the Queensway, and the kids had just gone back to school, and she said, we have to write a cookbook. And I said, there's not a chance, we can't do that, I'm too busy. And then she said, well, I want to help these busy hockey families feed everyone asks me is how do I feed my family? What do I do? I'm busy. I don't have time to cook. They're not eating properly. So Erin's idea was to talk to Chris and her friends that are professional hockey players or figure skaters or athletes, and find out the recipes that help them early in their career or that their parents made. And I just thought, oh my gosh, you're right. This is such a good idea. We have to do it. So that's how this book came about. And then we started trying to find a way to market just already good food towards hockey and sports and make it fun. So the Power Pucks is a recipe from Erin, and she liked it. Why did you love this recipe, Erin?
Well, I love it because my kids can make it, to be honest. It's an easy, as you said, assemble, but I always say throw everything in, and honestly, you can make them in 5 minutes. And once you get it down to an art, it's even quicker. If you've played any sports with our kids, and we have 3 that have kind of grown up in sports and all different kinds of sports, you have definitely eaten one of our Power Pucks. We always have them frozen in our freezer. Their kids come over still off season, they go to our freezer and grab some pucks. So they are just that easy, accessible, bring them anywhere snack that's actually fueling and energizing and good for you. So this is why we love them.
Yeah, and then when Aaron, we took all the recipes and we had them, like, they were from all over. Like, some of them were handwritten. Some of them like, we had to kind of modify. This one, we really liked it, except for the recipe itself called for, I think, like a cup of chocolate chips in the recipe. So that it only makes 12 packs, and a cup of full chocolate chips, it's a lot, you know, and this is, so we decided to take the chocolate chips out of the recipe, cut it in half and melt it, and then just put a little bit on top. But that small bit on top, which we've cut the chocolate in half, actually adds a piece of really delicious chocolate to every single bite. And it's so we modified recipes to make them even more appealing and fun. So this recipe, I'll get started and Aaron can jump in and tell you about why it's so good for you. So does everybody, I'm not sure everybody's cooking with us, but if you are, the recipe is pretty simple. You use nut butter, your favorite kind of nut butter. You can use peanut butter, you can use almond butter, cashew butter. If you can't have nuts, this Wow butter is a great substitute and it's school safe. So it's something that you, well, if you can ever go to school, you can take this with you and to the rinks and everything else.
So for
yeah.
is inside the Wow butter label, if you actually peel it back, there's little stickers on the inside. And so I would take off those stickers, and if I put them on a container for our kids to school, I would stick that peanut-free sticker on the container so the teachers knew we didn't have to worry about it.
I had no idea. Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you. So you're going to take a bowl if you're, and so one tip I would give is when you're making these, this makes about 12 Power Pucks, but you could triple this recipe and make lots because as Aaron said, it freezes really, really well. So I'm doubling it here. So we're going to be making 24. So I have one cup of butter, peanut butter. And then to this, we're using large oat flakes. You can get gluten-free if you want to, depends on who you're feeding. Aaron, what's the oatmeal do for us? What does the oatmeal do for us?
Well, you'll see a bit of a trend in this recipe, but there's a lot of fiber in this recipe, and fiber is actually the latest big miracle in nutrition. We started off low fat, we went to clean oils, and now the big trend is fiber. So this is even probably better for you than we even thought when we started this cookbook. Now that this amazing sort of cleansing with all the seeds and everything, but that's the big thing of oatmeal as well.
Okay. And then the next ingredient that we put is unsweetened shredded coconut. Okay, so it's pretty fine. This is the one we used in our recipe. You can now buy large flakes. I don't think it's going to give you the same amount of volume if you are using those flakes, as delicious as they are. So I think you need to go with the shredded just to help to bind everything together. And coconut is, what is it, Aaron? What's the coconut?
Again, another.
I have a question.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
Just wondering for Kylie and I and others, what are the measurements for the oats?
Okay.
Okay, so do you want me to go with what I'm doubling, or do you want me to go with the recipe in the book? Like I don't know if everyone has a book yet.
No, I'm dropping the books
What
off
you're doubling.
the next couple days.
I'm throwing the recipe in the chat.
Okay.
So if people
But I can.
Camera here as well.
Yeah. Okay, so I have it. So I was doubling, but I'll say it out loud to you too. And we can also send it afterwards if you're not. Okay, so it's a half a cup of peanut butter or nut butter, your favorite one.
Protein.
And then we're adding a cup. Sorry, I should know this off my 1 cup of large rolled flakes. Oats, large rolled oats. And that's all we've got so far. And then the coconut is 2/3 a cup of unsweetened coconut. So that's where we're at so far. Okay. And then, so sorry, did we get into what the coconut does? Fiber.
Fiber, good fats.
Yeah,
Coconut
delicious.
oil has taken over for a lot of butter. And it's a cleaner sort of better performing fat for our bodies.
Okay. And then you can add either ground flaxseed, and this amount is a half a cup, or ground chia. These are binding in baking. You can use it. There's a lot of nutrition, but when you are want something to stick together, flax and chia absorb liquid and they become very, very gooey. So Erin, what does the flax or the chia, ground chia, do for you?
Well, it's kind of the same thing inside your body that you just talked about cooking, but again, fiber. And when it gets in our body, it actually will sort of clean out our system. It cleans out sort of the toxins. It cleans out your whole system on the inside. So same idea.
Okay. And then chia seeds. We're seeing a lot more chia. Like, I don't think we put the chia seeds as one of the smaller ingredients and use flax in our book as the first ingredient. That's a tip. Whenever you're reading a recipe, if it says either flax or chia, the person who wrote the recipe would prefer you to use flax. If you don't have flax, then use chia. And so go in the order, and they should both work. But at the time that we wrote this cookbook, chia was not as prevalent as it is now. It may have been harder to find. So flax has been around for a long time and we've known about it. So we do add some chia seeds, just like a tablespoon, okay? And at the same time when we wrote, hey Erin, hemp hearts were not a thing yet when we made these. So hemp, where would you substitute hemp if we could add these or substitute?
You know what, when I make them, I actually just add it.
You just add it.
It doesn't harm sticking it together. I don't put as much. I would probably put a quarter of a cup, but I do just stick it in there with it. Maybe I put more honey, but we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, okay. So those are the dry ingredients mixed with the peanut butter or whatever nut butter. And then you're using a cup of honey or maple syrup.
Let me just go back to one thing we didn't really talk
Yes.
about. But the reason why we use whole and ground is when you actually ground the flaxseed, it releases the oil on the inside and gives you a little bit different nutrients than just the fiber of keeping it whole.
Good. Yes.
Sorry. Now
they're well thought out. Like, there is a lot of, from a nutrition perspective, and as Erin's explained, there's a lot of science behind why recipes are developed, but I don't care about that. I just want it to taste delicious. So I mean, I care, but I just trusted that Erin would make it taste delicious and it would be good for us and our kids. So honey is, and Erin has her own honey. She has her own bees. I just saw it today on Instagram. Hey, Erin?
Oh, I do. I have for a couple of years now. So
yeah,
one of the cool things that I didn't even know this when, a few years back, but actually eating local honey is way better for you than honey from afar. So the closer you can get honey to where you live, the better it is for you and your body. It's a little tip on honey.
Okay.
I have my own bees and I make my own honey and I love it.
Oh, I need some. So you can use honey or you can use maple syrup. So honey is stickier. It's going to hold everything together a little more. So this recipe, although it is a science kind of, when you get to the part where you're trying to make your pucks and they're falling apart and they're crumbling, you need something moist to hold it back together. So you might need to add a little bit more nut butter, or you might need a little bit more honey, or you might want to add a little bit of maple syrup and mix the two. So depending on how accurate your measurements are too, if you have too many dry things ratio to nut butter and honey, they're going to be crumbly. So don't panic. You're just going to add a little bit more moisture. Erin, could you even just add like a little bit of water or something too, or almond milk? Like not too much, but wouldn't even have to be,
Yeah, I mean, really our measurements are pretty bang on with this one, but same
idea.
I just see someone was asking how much honey, and it's
third a cup.
I think it's a third. Yes, a third of a cup of honey.
A third a cup, yeah. And a little bit of vanilla. So I am putting the vanilla in, but I've never put it in before. So it's good with vanilla or without, okay? But one thing you have to be sure is when you buy vanilla, make sure it says pure vanilla, not artificial vanilla. They're not the same. Pure vanilla definitely is more expensive, but it's totally different flavor and it's just much better. So pure vanilla. Same with pure maple syrup, not artificial. Okay.
And it
Hey,
does
Erin.
taste much better. It really does. It
It
is a little
does.
more pricey, but it is worth it.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all that's going in your Power Pucks. So then you're just going to mix it all up. That's going to take me a second. You don't even need a mixer. You can just use, you probably need like a wooden spoon or a really solid. I've just been using like literally a large teaspoon or tablespoon to mix it together. If you go into your drawer, if you have this, it's probably about a tablespoon size ice cream scoop. These are the best things to have a uniform shape. And on a baking tray is the best thing to do. And and parchment paper or saran wrap or plastic wrap, line it so that it doesn't stick. Okay, so have a baking tray that's lined, ready to get at it. And so just mix it all up.
We may need to give people a minute or two to get that, because I'm realizing now
Yes.
that all I put in there were the ingredients.
That's okay.
Maybe
Owen probably, yeah.
Owen, do you have any questions, or Corey and Aaron, do you have any questions for Owen? Like, he's taking grade 12 food and nutrition, and this is his big, project here. Maybe we could grill him about his nutrition. How's your nutrition?
Oh, I might have an inside story on that. So maybe Aaron should do it.
Do tell.
All right. Well,
Hmm.
I don't know. I can say from experience, I know he's got to be eating something pretty good, because I've seen him play hockey for many years, and he's probably got more energy on that ice than a lot of kids out there. So I'm going with you probably pretty good, Owen. Am I wrong?
Depends on the day. If you ask my mom here, she would say I don't eat too healthy, but I think I do.
Owen, I vote in you.
I know, but you can't please her sometimes.
I have, there's a question here in the chat. So how much vanilla, and are the chocolate chips supposed to be melted?
Yes, we haven't put the chocolate in yet. This is just the Power Puck base. And
Okay.
so then what you're going to do is take whatever, if you have chocolate chips, I have just dark chocolate chunks, and then just melt it. I do it in the microwave 30 seconds at a time. And it usually takes about 90 seconds to 120 seconds. And then basically you're going to make your little Power Pucks. So get whatever scoop you have.
So tell people what you're
yeah.
using, because I never used that until I met you, and it makes a
Okay.
big savior.
It's literally just like, it's one of these ice cream scoops, and it's about a tablespoon size, and it just makes uniform balls. But then once you get that, I'm going to just carry on. I'll show you. Then
Corey,
because
before you
Yep.
move on, the other question was how much vanilla?
1 tablespoon of vanilla if you wish to put it in, but you don't have to.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. No, thank you. You did ask, and then I went on. Okay, so what you're going to do is get your equal size scoops of dough. If you want this to go a long way, cut this in half. Like, you could literally do like small, teeny ones and just have like 1 biters. This is a 2-bite hockey puck. So then what you're going to do is, I have one of these little spatula kind of, just like a, what do you call it, spreader. And it's the perfect thing to flatten out these pucks. So you're just going to flatten the top down, and then run it around the side just to make it uniform looking. And because you're using the same size scoop, all your pucks are going to be the same size. And then you're ready to go. This is real, like, we're really almost wrapping up here as soon as I melt my chocolate. So I'll show them to you after. So you press down, and then you go around the sides and push all the little pieces in. And then you've got your pucks. Can you see them? They look like little pucks. And then I'm going to melt my chocolate. So Erin, tell me about
I can talk.
Chris's favorite smoothie.
Oh, I can talk about our smoothies, but I can say something about the chocolate. So milk chocolate is not known to be as healthy as dark chocolate. I think everyone's quite aware of that. But they're also, if you want a real cleaner chocolate on the top, you can buy cacao nibs at most health stores, and it's even in superstores in their kind of healthier section. And that's a good substitute to put on top.
Hmm.
But you want me to talk about smoothies?
Sure. The other most we have some popular. So this is one really good snack, but then Erin feeds her family smoothies before and after games practices.
So why we sort of put these two in conjunction is both of these can be eaten before or after as a recovery, or just a good, healthy, yummy snack that honestly, I don't think I've met any kids that don't like them. We do like to talk about smoothies because it's an easy way to get a whole bunch of nutrients in before or after practice. I start off my day most mornings, I try to do every morning, most mornings with the smoothie, and I try to get our whole family into it. My husband's sitting over here in the corner. We might get you to come over and talk your smoothie, but we put a smoothie that his favorite smoothie. I don't know if I called it your favorite or you, it is your favorite, but we can maybe talk about what goes in that. I'll pull it up here. So super easy to make. I'll pull it over because I have all the ingredients over here. And my husband. Come on over, huh?
Come on over.
Hi, everyone.
It's gonna be fun. Hey, Chris.
Yeah. So smoothies kind of started off in our family as an easy way to sneak in some healthy nutrients for our kids and husband when he was playing. So you guys probably won't have these in front of you, but I'll kind of just give you a quick rundown of what we do, how we start our mornings, and usually we have one of these after exercise as well. A trick to make our smoothies is if you start off, well, we can actually, do you want to make it?
Sure.
All right.
Of course I do.
So Corey's been teaching us tricks over the years, but one easy trick is to start your smoothie with water. That way all the powders and stuff you put in doesn't stick to the sides.
That's good to know.
Yeah, it makes it much easier to clean.
I put mine at the top.
Yeah, oh, well, you'll finish off that way too, Rebecca, but it's
Okay.
just all the powders don't stick in the bottom. You know what? Do you want to grab out of the freezer just the fruit that I put in? I kind of forgot to grab those. We'll start, I'll kind of go on while Chris is looking at that, of the supplements that we put in. Everyone always asks what are our favorite brands, and Corey and I both really agreed on Progressive was the brand that we like to use. So this is Phyto Berry. It's an antioxidant. It has all kinds of berries mixed together, and it kind of just gives that extra boost. We add a teaspoon,
It's delicious.
a scoop of greens, and this is a good sneak in for your kids because not all of kids love their greens, but it's a great way to get all the benefits of it in just a scoop. Our family has some joint issues, so I always put some collagen in with ours as well. And protein. We do a scoop of all of these in our shakes. I'm just going to grab the other ones in here.
We have a few different shakes, but Chris's is the most delicious and it's the most popular. I'll show you a picture.
I will jump in, and a great that I was shown is when your bananas are going bad, to peel them before you stick them in the freezer, put them in a Ziploc bag, and they're super easy to use after they've already been peeled when they're frozen.
Yes.
To burn.
Don't put them in with the skin on. I know.
All right, so we'll start off half a banana. You can do the honors here.
You already had them all?
Yeah, I'm ready for you. 4 strawberries. We'll give you the rest of you guys after. 4 mango. We put half a cup of water at the start, and then half a cup of, we use plain Greek yogurt in our house. If you don't like plain Greek yogurt, you're welcome to use vanilla or any kind that your kids really like. And then 1 scoop of all of those. Another trick is you can buy, this isn't the same brand, but I do really like this one. The Vega vegan all-in-one shake. So it does have the greens and the antioxidants and the protein all in one. It's another, a little bit easier than all the steps, but we like both. And then the last step, and it kind of is a really important one in making a shake, we fill up the water to make sure it covers all the fruit. So that's kind of the trick. People don't know when to kind of stop, and just right to the very top. And I won't get the blender going because it'll probably be too loud, but that's all there is. And that's a great start to your day. Lots of energy, lots of nutrients, and great after practices as well.
Thank you.
Aaron got me to do it to show how easy it is. And if I can do it, anybody can do it.
I don't believe it. It is easy though.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
So Corey, what are you look like you're painting there. What are you doing?
Okay, so I melted my chocolate, and then I've flattened out all of the dough balls of Power Pucks into pucks, and then I'm just putting chocolate on top. And so you can see they look like a big treat, and they are delicious. Aaron's recipe.
We made smaller ones, so we've got Power ping pong balls instead of Power.
Oh, yeah.
I like
Works the same, I hope.
You can make them into balls, which is a little bit quicker. Or another trick that I've seen people do is making them in a like a casserole dish, and then using a pizza cutter to just cut them into bars, which it works as well.
That's faster
Not as
too. Yeah.
cool as our pucks, but it works.
Yeah.
Do you have to like cool them or anything, or do they get hard?
You can throw them into the fridge or freezer just to harden the chocolate, but no, they stay together well, and yeah, they're good. They're good just as is. They are in, and then once the chocolate is harder, it holds it together too. It's almost glue on the top. And here's Liam.
As Corey has them, I throw them in the freezer like that for a couple minutes so the chocolate hardens, and then you can put them all together in a Ziploc or something. I leave them in the freezer just to, I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Maybe it lasts longer. I'm not sure. I'm sure.
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be telling you guys this, but my mom likes to throw an M&M on top of them to melt inside with the chocolate as a little bonus.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, for people that want to do that.
Well, Aaron,
oh, yeah.
We have that popcorn treat. What's it called that we have in our book?
Yeah,
there's a place for M&Ms, right?
Healthy, but we called it the penalty box in our book for some treats that we liked. But popcorn and M was a mixture that we threw in a book because, well, everyone likes some goodies. Good job.
We all like the goodies.
Does anyone else make them that they want to show us that they worked out?
Yeah, if you're gonna show us, take yourself off mute so that we can see you, because I'm streaming this. Paige, I can see you're doing that. Can you unmute? Here, I can't do it.
Oh wow.
We on mute.
There we go. Look at those.
So we made
Guys.
2 double batches.
Nice. You guys are gonna have pucks forever.
Well, half are not staying here. Yeah, they look good though.
Amazing. Is there anyone else who wants to show off? Just have to unmute yourself so we can showcase you on the live stream.
Liam's almost done his. Hold on.
Oh, hi guys. Hi, Liam.
So nice to see you.
So nice to see you guys.
Okay, show them.
Oh, they're perfect, bud. Good job. To bring them up a little bit more so everyone else can see them. There we go. Perfect.
If anyone needs a taste tester, I'm happy to help out. Come over and have a bite.
I actually bought artificial vanilla by mistake. I guess I didn't notice. Did I just like ruin them or?
No, just in the future. No, you
Okay.
didn't.
I always bought it until I realized that it's kind of like maple syrup. It does taste a lot different.
Okay, it's good to know.
You like it, you like it too. Don't worry.
It'll be good.
Bad for you or anything. It's just better.
Yeah.
Well, looks like we've had a successful puck making series here. I got lots of busy people in kitchens and it's looking awesome. I wonder if anybody has any questions for Corey or Aaron or Owen. I think it would be great for Owen to answer some questions. Anybody? You can throw it in the chat.
I just want to say we're big on fundraising here in our family, so I'm just really impressed and pretty proud of him. I don't know him, but congratulations, because this is it's pretty big.
Thank you.
There are lots of people eating chocolate on their fingers.
Grandma, any of the grandmas wanna grill Owen? Any got any questions for him?
I've got both grandmas on the call here.
So
Yeah.
Owen, what did you learn about Power Pucks? Why are we going to eat them and what is it good for? There's your drill.
I see ingredients like chia, and this is something that my mom would try and sneak into my meals when I was younger, and I would turn my nose up at them. And then she made Power Pucks a couple of times, and I would always devour them. My sisters and I would fight over them. We'd get cut off. And I later found out that it's made of chia and peanut butter and a bunch of other healthy ingredients. So not only are they tasty, but they're also super healthy.
Great answer.
Thanks.
Oh, and I think we had some other questions to ask Aaron and Corey related to I think we've got a lot of athletes on this call, a lot of youth. We've got the Power Pucks, we've seen the smoothie. Are there other suggestions?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Are there any other recipes in the cookbook? Because everyone's gonna be receiving a cookbook in the next couple days. Is there any big suggestions, whether it's a snack or a meal, that you guys would recommend from the book?
What I tell you guys at the start of this book is actually a big part of nutrition, and we wrote it we think quite easy to understand. So we wrote it for kids to be able to read and kids to be able to understand why we eat it, and when to eat it. One of my favorite things on the beginning part of this book is actually the sport drinks. We see kids drinking energy drinks and Gatorade, trying to sort of mock the pros that half of them have water in their Gatorade bottle, which Chris is done now. And so it's, a bit of, falsity that they're drinking all these sport drinks while they're eating or while they're playing. So we kind of made a healthy alternative to a sport drink that I highly recommend kids and parents read to learn. And you can put that in your water bottle, and it's gives you the same energy, but a lot healthier for you. Gets rid of all the sugar. Smoothies, we talked about. We like all of the smoothies in this recipe. I think they're a great way to start your day and finish your workouts. We have some fun ones from some of the hockey players. Nikki Foligno gave us one of our favorites. It's his pregame meal. He takes an avocado, he cuts it in half, and he cores out the avocado and put chicken, and I'll let you wait and read in the book, but that's definitely one of our favorites. Alfie's Swedish meatballs aren't the healthiest, but they are really, really good.
Really good.
What's your favorites?
Well, the most popular recipe in the book, which Erin, we were like looking for redeeming qualities in it, and she's like, there are none. And it happens to be pretty popular, right? And that's Bobby Ryan's chicken. It's delicious. We'll give it that. There's chicken in it. Not healthy.
did ask them
delicious.
their favorite recipes, and we thought they would pick some healthy ones, and some of them just gave us their favorite. So that's a
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah.
All allowed to do things.
We one of the really popular ones is Erin's recipe, and it's called is it Coach's Casserole? I don't have it open, but it's basically taking chili, your favorite vegetarian or meat chili, and layering it with flour tortillas and other goodies. It's our family's favorite now, and they get really excited when I make it.
I don't know. We kind of put them all in here because we like them.
Yeah. I think there's 20. How many are there from hockey players or pros? 27?
Yeah.
And then, but there's a lot of recipes. So some of them are Erin's, some of them are mine. And most of them have a twist, part of what I was going to say is part of what we try to do with every recipe was market. A lot of how we eat is by the appeal of it. So if Erin handed me a healthy oatmeal Powerball, that doesn't appeal to me, but a Power Puck does. Same with like, this is another snack. My kids, I call them PEI treats. What are these called in our cookbook? And what it is a banana slice with peanut butter and half a grape. And you would not believe my adult children still go crazy when I make these because they were taught as a child that these are the best things in the world. So how we talk about food and how we market our healthy food by not saying it's healthy, but just delicious or useful, I think is really important as parents. And I think it goes a long way for our kids.
We called them pucks on a bench, Core.
Okay, that's what we called them.
There's a question here. Where can you buy the cookbook? I'm thinking I need to order a few for Christmas gifts. So I think,
well, Owen has a bunch.
Yes, everybody is going to get one. And if Corey and Erin are all right with it, if people wanted to make more of a donation to the Parkdale Food Center, I think Owen could potentially get you another one.
I have tons now, so there will be a bunch left over if you want some more.
So they can connect with me, or if you know Owen and the family, I can put my email in here and we can make that happen. Owen, do you have any last questions? I think people have eaten or have made them, and maybe they've eaten them all by now. I don't know.
Owen, we have a question for you.
Yeah, sure.
What's your favorite recipe from the cookbook?
My favorite recipe is actually the Power Pucks. That's why when I reached out to Corey to do a cooking show, I knew I wanted to do it with the Power Pucks because they're the snacks I eat the most.
Do you have a pregame meal from the cookbook?
I haven't had a specific pregame meal in a while, but I've had the Cal Tourist meal before, and it is very good. I would recommend it to everybody.
I'll recommend the Peak Subban pregame meal.
Yes.
It's pretty good. And we detailed a lot of game day routines from, I think we did Chris and Chris Neal actually, what their pregame routines are and some of the quirky things they do, but something else to check out in there.
Great.
Yeah, it was also funny to hear the Nick Foligno pregame meal. It's a different one, but I guess it works.
He's still doing pretty good.
Wonderful. Well, Owen, any last words there?
I'd just like to thank Corey and Erin, Deb, and Rebecca for helping me put this together, and to everyone who bought a ticket and supported the Parkdale Food Center. It's important and it means a lot to me. And thanks, Erin, for getting Chris to come out too. It's a nice celebrity appearance.
He just came as you were talking.
Pardon?
He just came and stole a Power Puck as you were talking.
Oh.
Yeah, well, thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Great job, buddy, and great cause.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone, for
Thank
coming.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy cooking.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone who donated. Well, everyone did.